Papa Don't Preach was the second single from Madonna's 1986 album True Blue and was one of many collaborations with longtime friend Steve Bray, who Madonna met while she was at college at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. He's one of those unsung 80s hitmakers, most known for producing Madonna's ineffable Into the Groove in 1985. This time, however, was different. Instead of the bright synths and artificial disco of Madonna's usual pulsating dance pop, Papa Don't Preach is characterized not by girlish glee, but by foreboding and melodrama. The track opens with a dramatic synthesized string section, courtesy of the Marcato strings patch from the brand new at the time EMU Emulator 2. The machine had emerged as a superior and more cost-effective alternative to the Fairlight CMI. The classical lilt to the composition contrasts nicely with the relentless slap bass line and mechanical lindrum. The track was written by Brian Elliott, who based the lyrics on gossip he'd overhear from teen girls at nearby North Hollywood High School in LA. Papa Don't Preach was infamous at the time for its controversial take regarding reproductive rights. Depending on which feminist you talk to, the song was both exalted and reviled. Planned Parenthood and the National Organization for Women disavowed the song, claiming that it would contribute to teen pregnancy. Alfred Moran cited Madonna's incredible influence on the teen girls' fashion at the time as proof that Papa Don't Preach's perceived message was dangerous. Naturally, at the opposite end of the spectrum was Feminists for Life, who championed Madonna for what they saw as an endorsement of their viewpoint. And on the surface, it can definitely be read as a definitive pro-life stand, especially with lines like, "I've made up my mind, I'm keeping my baby." But I really think this is to miss the point. The song's message is a sight more complex than it may initially appear, which is fascinating because Madonna had all the subtlety of an AK-47. The beauty of Papa Don't Preach is in the uncertainty it presents, which I think most critics and audiences missed. The song can also be read as a cautionary tale, a reckless teenager throwing away her future for a responsibility she isn't prepared for. In this case, even if unintentional, Papa Don't Preach can be read as a work of satire, exaggerating and embellishing the build-up to a potentially disastrous decision. The intent in this case would be to lambast the protagonist for putting themselves in this situation prematurely to begin with and to ward off the listener from doing the same. Or perhaps the message is, it's the woman's decision to make in the first place. And even if it is an ill-advised one, it's still hers. It's not her dad's place to tell her what to do with her body. Papa Don't Preach. The power isn't in the fact that she's keeping her baby. The power is in the fact that she's declaring her ability to choose to do so. She's doing it because she wants to. While Madonna isn't known as a vocalist, she sells this. Her voice phrased in the chorus like she's straining to reach the notes, which would normally be seen as an amateurish take to leave in on a final product. But the, shall we say, unorthodox approach adds to the tense grandiosity of a song that shouldn't work. Madonna was a 30-something multi-millionaire socialite playing the role of a pregnant teen. It should sound hackneyed, but surprisingly, it's easily her most daring song and it steps far outside of her usual subject matter. This one was probably directed at some critics who found her music lowbrow or throwaway, unfairly, I might add, and in doing so, she created one of the true great hits of the 80s. It spent 2 weeks atop the Billboard 100, no doubt causing thousands of mothers across the nation to quickly switch off the radio before the decadent Madonna could brainwash their children. And I think Madonna is a bit unfairly regarded in retrospect. You'll never hear her work mentioned as anything other than the zeitgeist for dancey femme 80s bubblegum pop, but I really do think Papa Don't Preach is up there with the best songs from that era. Compositionally, lyrically, thematically, it's all there. Now, it's clearly trying to be highbrow, as I said before, with the sweeping string arrangement, but I think it's one of the more unheralded Madonna singles, at least in the modern era. Of course, I wasn't around then, so I had never heard of it. I'd heard of, like, Virgin and Material Girl, but Papa Don't Preach is one of those great, great songs that didn't transcend generations, and that's really a shame.